Day plans. Colleen is here now with what to expect. Hi, Colleen.
Hey, Eric. Yeah, that's right. We're starting to enter into rainy season, so you're going to see a very familiar pattern setting up over the next couple of days where it's dry to start off the morning, but then as we move into the afternoon, just like the last couple of days, we start to see those showers and storms bubble up. And most of that rainy activity is for the areas east of I-75 while the coast remains dry. So let's get into the elements of rainy season. What ingredients do we need? Well, usually we have that Bermuda high that starts to set up in the Atlantic, close to Bermuda, right? We have the east-southeast winds, and this is every day, basically, when we get into this pattern. That's why we call it rainy season. These elements just align just right. Water temperature, 82 degrees or higher Fahrenheit, and we already have that. The dew points in the 70s, we're getting there. And then the moisture, the precipitable water, we have to have that about more than 1.5 inches. So what that means is if you take a column of air in the atmosphere and you basically compressed it down, how much water could you squeeze out of that? Well, that number is the magic number there. So usually rainy season begins the last week of May or early June. So we're just about there. We're just getting those elements and ingredients to line up. By the way, there is a flash flood warning. It's just outside of our area, but if anybody has plans to travel to the other coast along I-4, be aware that it is soggy out that way because they've had some pretty hefty downpours. This is in Osceola County. It goes until 7:45. Nothing too crazy out there, but notice that I-4 slices right in the middle of that. So again, if you have any plans to make a drive going over there for Memorial Day, maybe to the other coast, closer to I-95, these showers will start to push their way out in the next hour or so. Here's satellite radar over the last few hours. This is on a 3-hour loop. And again, most of this has been concentrated for those areas east of I-75, while the coast remains drier. That's just because of the way the sea breeze sets up, and that's really a rainy season pattern that you will start to recognize more and more, especially over the next week. Right now, 77 in Lakeland. I turned the camera out towards the east so you could see the rain off in the distance, looking dark on the horizon there, but Lakeland looks fairly dry. They did have some rain cooling them down just to that 77-degree mark, while everybody else is in those mid to upper 80s. Brooksville, you guys are still hanging on to that 91-degree temperature. St. Petersburg at 87, as well as Newport Richey. A little bit cooler in Wesley Chapel, but yeah, the areas that saw the rain, like Winter Haven, they have the most refreshing feel right now at 74 currently. Now the dew point's also high. It's at 72. It's that air you can wear as soon as you step outside. It feels like you're stepping into the shower or sauna, right? Very sticky, and it's going to remain that way pretty much for the rest of the week. Yeah, we may get little dips here and there as we get these nice downpours the next couple of days, but really no big relief in sight. For tonight, 76. Again, that rain is wrapping up around 8-9 o'clock. Some areas may have a shower closer to 10, but it would be very isolated. Here's Futurecast to show you that. This is at 8 o'clock. Some of this will try to push its way back towards the coast, towards the west there. But most of this will wrap up around 10 p.m. and then we'll be done with it. Tomorrow we start the process all over again. Although the rain doesn't look as widespread. 93 for that daytime high. Let's get you to that 7-day forecast here. Again, you'll see a lot of copy and paste forecast. 50% rain chance pretty much for the rest of the week. Temperatures in the 90s and morning lows in the mid 70s.